Hello guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. How are you all? Doing great today?
Yes. What
Very
about you, sir?
all good, all good, all good, all good. Okay, so let me share my screen. I'm thinking other people are also going to join. Let's see who are going to join. So any questions from the previous lecture? Anyone have anything in your mind you want to ask? Meanwhile, I'm doing the setup. All good? So last week
Um,
we, yes, Ben, please.
Good, thank you. I wanted to know, I think maybe you will talk about it maybe later, but in case you have the one edge router before and you now want to, it was a customer edge, and now you want to make it one edge. Now you have configured the interface linking to the transport, the PE,
Mm-hmm.
and also the other side is connected maybe to DS distribution router, or you have your customer that led from the switch to
Mm-hmm.
the CE. How is the configuration will be, because the interface is configured already, and now we have VPN 0 towards the provider edge, and service VPN also towards the
Line.
LAN. So yes,
So
so
let's take in a scenario. We
mhm,
have this is the ISP router, right?
exactly,
So this is going to be P, right?
exactly,
This is my customer router, right?
perfect,
That is C, but this is my SD-WAN router, right?
perfect,
And this is
perfect,
my just take the LAN switch.
perfect,
Right. So this is my again the LAN, that is a service VPN, right?
perfect,
So you're talking the same scenario, right? How it is going to connect, right?
exactly, perfect. Yeah,
We
yeah.
will cover after a short discussion. Okay. Today only we'll try to integrate. Okay.
All right, all right.
Okay. Good. All right, so
Thank you.
yeah, welcome. So last week, what we have done, we just onboarded the controllers, and based on the onboarding, we did the certification part, and all controller is live right now. Let me show you again. Let me show you. Who is Vivo? May I know your name, Vivo? नाम बता दो, so I can understand. Somebody joined the Vivo 2301.
Sir, Avinash Jaiswal.
Hi, Avinash. Welcome to the class.
Sir, thank you.
Avinash. So Avinash, I know this is the first time you're joining, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, no worries. Just try to understand. I'll cover, right?
Okay,
The
sir.
some topic, what we're going to miss that later on.
Okay, sir.
So guys, uh, in previous session, which Avinash missed actually, we onboarded the controllers and we did the certification part, right? So I'm just trying to show that how the controller is going to look like. So this is my controller. So we onboarded my vSmart, right? We onboarded our vBond, and that is my vManage. All three done. Now we have to onboard our edge devices. Before we have to onboard the edge devices, we have to understand how my underlay is going to be configured and how my overlay is going to be configured. So we discuss about the VPN type. So always my any communication is going to be happen between the VH router to the controller, that they have to form the tunnels, right? This tunnel could be the DTLS or could be TLS. So we know about that, which condition it could be the TLS and which condition it could be the DTLS. So we have that understanding. And before building the tunnel, we have to understand what is my underlay and what is my overlay. So underlay is nothing, underlay is just your basic IP connectivity. Means you have the reachability from your WAN transport IP to the controller. That is your underlay. So you have to make underlay. This link is going to be static routing based underlay configuration. And for this one, if you're going to make this one, this is going to via the BGP. So you have to do the BGP configurations, and that is from the MPLS. We have to build the underlay. So that we are going to do step by step how the underlay and overlay is going to be built. So first we create the underlay. Once we are good with the underlay, then we are going to create the overlay. Clear? So let me just do that. So very first thing, I need to take access my DC switch. So let's wait. And I will just do the basic configuration on DC switch. Then I'll require the iNet router. That also required some sort of the configuration. And then we require this VH3. So I'll just demonstrate one by one everything so you guys can understand why text input is not there. Let me try one more time. Yeah, so this is my PS3. So I'll just log in, admin, and password is going to be admin. We have to change password, right? And this is my VH3 router. Let's do first my DC switch router configuration. So what is the IP I need to give that? So IP would be, this is my router. So this interface is landing to this iNet router. So on this interface, I need to give the IP address 192.1.20.2. And from the same subnet, I'll give the .1 IP here. Clear? From this subnet, I'll give .3 here and .1 here. H3.3, H4.4, H5.5, H1.1, H2.2. So we'll see how the IP schema is going to be happen. But in similar fashion, you have to do that. Always you try to give .1 IP address for this iNet or MPLS. And remaining you can go just do by the .4, whatever the router IP you have. So in this scenario for DC, I'll go use .2, .1, .1 and .3 from the subnet. And we'll make the point-to-point connectivity very first. So let me go on my DC switch. The subnet is 192.1.20.0 and gig 1 by 0. Show IP interface brief. This is my subnet. I'll go and you see here it running the IP address. It is not taking the IP address. Why? It's a layer 2 switch. So you cannot assign the IP address directly. So you have to run the command no switch port. Then it is going to become the layer 3 interface and then go and assign the IP address. That is a 192.1.20.2 This is subnet. Let me re-verify. Yeah, 1.20. No shut, right? This is the very first thing and just make the do right. Now we assign the IP address. Now we'll go the iNet router. iNet router, I'll go here and put the host name as a iNet and do show IP interface brief. In this, I'll go on the interface. And this interface is my gig 0 by 1. So I'll go here, interface gig 0 by 1 and IP address. That is going to be 192.1.20.1, 255, 255, 255.0 and no shut. We are doing from very scratch. So now I have done. Let's try to ping my peer IP address, whether it's reachable or not. So I'll do ping, and what is my peer IP address? It is going to be .2. Should be reachable. So this is the very first step. So now we're done with the very first step configuration. Means my point to point is okay. Second thing, I have to do this point to point configuration from H2 to this iNet route. That is a G, means gig 0/0, and the IP would be 192.1.3.1. I'll assign here. So I'll go here, do the interface is gig 0/0. Okay, so here is the interface. Interface IP address 192.1.3.1 255.255.0. No shit. Do right. Now we done the IP configuration, but it is not going to ping for the peer because the WAN edge router still not have any IP address. So now, Pushpendra, how are you? You
All
there?
good, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Ben, you tell me if I want to assign the IP address for this interface, which VPN I need to select?
That is
From where?
VPN 0.
VPN 0, right?
Yes,
Yes,
So I
sir.
have to go in the VPN 0, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I will go in the interface, and then this is my G 0/0, right?
Yes, sir.
So G 0/0, and I'll give the IP address 192.1.3.3/24. And
Yes, sir.
now we also agree when we define the any interfaces, let me open the lab guides as well. Same time, we have to make the interface as a tunnel interface. That is also mandatory stuff. Why?
Yes.
Because we have to build a tunnel. First is the control tunnel, and another we have to build the IPsec as well. So let me open it. So you see here. So when we build the any interface configuration, let's suppose this is the interface. So there are some command line you have to define.
Yes.
Every command line I explained, right?
Yes, sir.
This is not required. This is a tunnel
Mhm.
interface, which is the DTLS or TLS connection is required. So you require this command line. This encapsulation, why encapsulation IPsec? Because you have to make the data tunnels between the router to router. Means IPsec tunnel. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Color, you don't know, right? What is the color? I didn't discuss. Allow services all we discussed, like means by default some services are allowed, like DHCP, DNS, ICMP, right? SSH, NTP. So this is the layer 4 services. So if you want to allow all services, you have to put as the allow services all, right? That you have to do that. Color, that's the unique identification of the your WAN transport. So let's suppose this is the router. This router have the 4 transport, means 4 ISP link. So every ISP link you have to define the color. Some case could be the MPLS color. Some could be the public internet. Some case could be your beach internet. And some case it could be the your LTE or any private color. So if you go in the router, let me show you. First, let me configure the IP. So if I go here and I'll make the tunnel interface, and I'll make this tunnel is also eligible to make the IPsec tunnel. So I'll go the encapsulation IPsec. That is the allowing the IPsec. So encapsulation is two types, GRE or IPsec. GRE is going to be unsecure, IPsec is going to be secure. So I'll use the IPsec. Now it will ask what is the color you want to use for this particular interface. So these are the color. We have the 3G, beige internet, blue, bronze, custom 1, 2, 3, 4, default, gold, GRE, LT, Metro Ethernet, MPLS, public internet, red, silver, private, private 1, private 2, private 3, private 4, private 5, private 6, and default. So we have the different colors. So ideally, what happened in our router, if I go here, you can see we have the two transport. Both transport should have the unique color. Again, I'm repeating. If you have any questions, please ask me. This is my router, right? Router 1. This having the one ISP. Let's suppose AT&T. This is the another ISP. This could be the Verizon. This could be the another ISP. Could be the Airtel. This could be the another ISP. Might be the Bell Canada. 4 ISP. This might be my internet link. Okay, internet link. This could be my MPLS 1 link. This could be my MPLS 2 link. And this could be my broadband link. So 4 link. So every link you have to define the colors. It's not like everything is going to be same color. So you can see what is the color. So MPLS, you have the one color. You can see here is MPLS is one color. So you can either give this as MPLS link or this as MPLS link, MPLS color. So let's suppose I give this MPLS as a color. So this is going to be unique for this particular transport. I cannot give the same color to this link, and this link. So if this is again MPLS and you want to define, you can use the private one. Private is again going to be similar to the MPLS color notification. Clear? This is the internet, right? So this could be your public internet. Here see. So I can give the public internet. So this is not going to replicate any of the other interface. This is again a broadband, this is the internet, but I cannot make it. I can make it as a 3G link or might be the LT color. You can see there is the LT color also. This again my the private or I can use the custom one as well. So in short, whatever the link you terminating on your router, you always have to tagged with a unique color. And one transport should only one unique color. It could not be the same for the two different ISPs. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. So in case of sub interface, also the color must be unique. Each
You
sub inter.
Yes. So if you have the one WAN transport, right, and you're creating
Yes,
the
sir.
sub interface for a different ISP, again you have to give the different colors.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So now,
So the question I was trying to ask before was that, you know, the assuming maybe I should use migration for example, you have the work is working through MPLS, but you want to introduce the SD-WAN this time. Will you disconnect the interface um, complete before, or how do you, is there any way you maintain the system, the configuration, and still do the SD-WAN configuration?
see, there is two different things. Let's take an example. This is my
Okay.
ISP, right? This is a router. So this
Mhm.
router either can be normal router
Yes.
or can be SD-WAN router.
Mhm.
If it's SD-WAN router, then you do the SD-WAN configuration. If normal router, then you have to, if they are capable to like ISR, ASR, CSR router, you can convert in the SD-WAN router. But this router config should be a normal router configuration and you want to make the SD-WAN. So definitely this all configuration need to be changed, interface and everything. Everything like interface configuration you have to change. You have to change your running configurations. Or there could be another option. Let's suppose this is your legacy router. You want to build a parallel setup. Take an example. Let me draw that example. This is the one router. This is the another router. This is the R1 and SD-WAN R1. This is your ISP. Terminating the link here, right? And behind that, your LAN is there. Make sense? Ben? So your traffic
Yes,
is
sir.
going via this way to the internet.
Yes, sir.
But this is my non-SD-WAN router. Now you want to move the traffic from the non-SD-WAN to SD-WAN.
Perfect.
First, you have to connect your LAN to this router, right? That is the one option, right?
Yes, sir.
Second option, you have to take the new circuit with the ISP. That is one option. So you have the parallel setup. This is known as the parallel setup. Make sense? So you're building the
Yes, sir.
parallel setup. And once this is going to be live, this is a new interface. Here might be GE0 by 2 and this is GE0 by 1. So once this is going to be live, you just shut down this router and your traffic is going to move via this way. This is the one step, right? We can do the migration. Another round, you don't want to purchase this circuit, absolutely fine. You don't have to purchase, right? But what we can do that, you can ready this router, the SD-WAN router, you can ready that. And after doing the ready of this SD-WAN router, you just shift the link from your existing to new router. So this link is going to be shifted from here to here, the same link, right? And you have to do the config here. Then again, it's going to migration. Then it's going to be disconnected from network. So depend, like in your company, you want to build your parallel setup or you want to do your new fresh scratch setup. It's totally depend on you on, right, Ben?
Yeah. So if I understand the last statement, you first, but the thing is, you have XE router which can be upgraded to SD-WAN router. So I remember you said it before that if you have ASR and CSR, you can upgrade it to have it as an SD-WAN router.
Right.
And we don't have enough money to buy extra router again.
Right.
So I'm talking with respect to having downtime of the network. So um the interface. So what you said, the last statement was that you can use different interface and you configure the SD-WAN configuration, and after that you use that interface to connect to the ISP.
That's also possible. Absolutely. So let's suppose the same router, right? We just upgrade them as the iOS XA. But you have to tell this router you want to act as a normal mode router, a controller mode router. So you have to activate that. So once you make the controller mode router, this is going to be controller mode. Then it is going to be, non-SD-WAN, means it is going to become completely SD-WAN router and it is not going to support the non-SD-WAN features. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to do all configuration, whatever the interface you want to use the same interface or you want to use the new interface, but you have to do the from scratch. Whatever the Catalyst SD-WAN we are getting right now, whenever you
Yeah.
onboard the router, you have to convert them controller mode or non-controller mode. Let me show you the command. Probably will do that.
Okay, so if we do that, let me know which the time we can continue, and when we get there, you show us.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do later. Okay, I'll do later.
Yeah, don't worry. So
Okay.
let's wait for it.
Yes. Okay. No worries. We'll cover it. Remind me later on. So color in
Okay,
this time,
thank
I
you.
will use the color this time as a public internet because I'm going to use for the one is a public internet here. There's two transport. So I'm going to use as a public internet here. And this is going to be my MPLS, this transport. So I'm configuring on this interface, right? So I'll go here and configure as the public internet. So let me go here.
So is this coloring like only the identification or there is some other importance?
Just identification of the interface and also it is going to represent your TLOCs. TLOCs is combination of three tuples. That is known as the transport locator. I'll discuss again. The first it is
Yes.
going to be color. Second, it is going to
System.
be encapsulation. And third is going to be your
System. For that
system
system
IP.
name.
So these three tuples are going to make a TLOC. So the color is very important attributes. Okay. Who asked? Sanjay?
Yeah. How many TLOCs we can configure in the one router?
there
8 is
limitation?
recommended. 8 is recommended.
It is means suppose that if we have the physical port only 2 ports, then we need to create some virtual interface to support it.
Yes,
Say,
yes, we can do that. More importantly, like you can see here, let me show you. So every router we manage cluster. Let me show you transport. See, WAN 8 link, WAN 8 links. You can see here. So 8
okay,
TLOs maximum, right?
yeah,
Next transport color, you can 16, right? You can just whatever transport color you can see, that 16 transport color, you can just count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
it is,
16. I mean 16 we can use, but there are 18, 19 color total we have, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
it is not depend on the physical interface, right? It is means totally it will support up to the 8 TLOGs, but we can create some virtual interface to support the TLOG, right?
Yes, sir. WAN link maximum 8 links, right? But colors you can define up to 16, right? And
Yeah.
one mix that the OMP tunnel you can get that much, and 8 circuits like it's supporting, right? Maximum one link 8 supporting, right? The same thing it's showing there. So we have a lot of statistics. I'll show later on, okay? All the statistics we'll see later. So now I'm configuring the my colors, that is my public internet, and then I'll make the commit. Done. So let's end. So here is my configuration of the VPN 0. You can see this is my IP address. I make the tunnel interface, encapsulation for the IPsec, and this is my color, and allow services all. I allow that or not allow. I missed that. Let me do that. The configuration allow services all is going to allow all services on the interface. Show run VPN 0. So now you can see they allow services all. Now let me try to ping my, or we can do either way. From here also I can ping whether my IP address is reachable or not. See, it is reachable. So my this reachability is done. From here, done. From here to done. But now we have to make end-to-end reachability. My this router should be reachable to the manager, bond and vbond and the root CA. Then they have the full underlay reachability. Then how it is possible? So I will point one of the default route here, pointing to there. Clear? This is a static default route. One, I'll put the controller subnet static route pointing to here, 123.10.10.0/24. The next stop would be this one. So this is going to complete your forward path. This is your forward path. Similarly, I have to do the reverse path. Reverse path is going to be this router is going to point the one of the default route for the static pointing toward INET router. Clear? So we have to make forward and reverse routing. So we have the end-to-end reachability. So let me do that. If anybody have difficulty to understand, let me know what I'm talking about. So just normal static routing. So I'll go in the VPN 0 and I'll put the IP route 0.0.0.0/0 and the next will be 192.1.3.1 and commit. This is the one route I have done under the VPN 0. So always routing you have to do under the VPN 0 only. So now you can point toward the INET router. Now INET router, I'll put the specific route to the controller subnet. So here I'll go, this is normal router, I'll put that 123. And next hop is going to be 192.1.20.2 because this is going to be point to this router. Done. Do right. But still, if you ping from this V edge, it is not going to ping your controller. Let me show you. So if I'm going to ping 123.10.10.1, it is not pinging. Why? Because we are not have the reverse route in DC switch. So I'll put one of the reverse route here. Again, I'll put the IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0, right? And next hop would be, this is going to be 192.1.20.1. So you'll see after that it is start ping 192.160, 192.1.20.1. Do right. The moment I'll put that, you'll see this is start pinging to my SBI IP, which is on DC switch. So this IP, which is pinging right now, do show IP interface brief. It is on the DC switch. It's pinging, but we have to reach my controllers. But if I ping my vManage, it's again not reachable. If I put my vSmart, vBond, it is not reachable. Root CA, it is not reachable. Why? Because this controller doesn't have the reverse route to reply that particular packet. The packet is reaching there, but they not have the reverse route to get the reply. So that's why they are not reachable. So to make them workable, you must be remember when we design the lab guides, we have the commands also for the reverse. Just I'm showing you in case you forgot that. So here is, if you go there and let me show you this vManage lab guide. So here you can see we have the one of the reverse route. You can see every device. So you have to put the reverse route similar to the vManage, vBound, and vSmart and root C. Then it is going to be end-to-end communication. So I'll go in the vManage. Let me go here and put the reverse route. So I'll go and log in. And I'll go in the config VPN 0 and IP route 0.0.0.0 123.10. This is a DC switch, right? And commit. The moment I will do, you will see it is start pinging. 10 should be reachable. See, it is start pinging. 11 is not pinging, but the moment I will put this default static, it is going to ping. So 11 is my vBound. So VPN 0 and IP route. This is done. And you see here, it is also start pinging. So 12 is not pinging, but we'll add the again the vSmart. Commit. You'll see it is also start going to ping. Just wait. Yeah, it is also pinging now. So now we are good. Last we left with 13. 13 is my root CA. So let me log into my root CA as well. So I'll go here, the normal router. So I'll go in the config T, IP route. Do right. And show IP route. This is my static route. So now if you go here and just check that.
So, sir, this route we have to put in every vSmart, vManage everything, no? So that
Yes, reverse route. You have to do everywhere. Right, Assis. So we have the forwarded. So we build the under reachability Assis as of now, right?
right, sir, right here.
We build the underlay reachability.
Sir, I have one question here. So
Hmm.
you are creating the SVIs on the DC switches and then putting the reverse route from the each and every component, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. And should we run the eBGP between this iNet and the DC switches?
We'll do later.
Okay, means it is possible, right? The internet router
Yes,
and
yes,
the.
yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move the next step. So now we understand the underlay. So my V edge is able to reach my controller, my underlay is fine because I am able to reach the controller. Now we have to form the overlay. So how overlay is going to form? The very first thing, they have to go with the authentication process, right? And for authentication, what is going to require? We require the certificate. We agree, right? For authentication, you require the certificate. So we have to copy the certificate from the root CA to the VS, and same certificate we have to install. And then my vBond is going to authenticate, and then it is going to build the control connections. If you go and check, we have the underlay, but if you go and the VH router and try to check, show control connections, it is not going to form the control connections. To build the control connection, we require the 5-tuple configuration we discussed last time. That 5-tuple is the system-wise configuration. System config. And this system 5-tuple is the host name, the first one. Second one is a site ID. Third one is the org name. Fourth one is your system IP. And fifth one is your vBond IP, vBond details. So these you have to put minimum 5 tuples to make your device is going to build the control kernel. Even I did the 5 tuples right away. It is not going to happen. Let me do that post copying the certificate. So how the certificate is going to be copied? Once you have the underlay, you just have to go in the vshell and you have to run this command to copy the certificate. tftp -g -r pki.ca and my root CIP address. So I'll go here and I just have to go in the vshell. This is the Linux based command and I'll paste it. See, my certificate has been copied. Now I exit from vshell and let's suppose I can go here and system configuration. I'm going to put the host name. This is the first thing. And what is my host name? That is a VH3. Site ID. The site ID is 3. We define every site ID is numeric value for the every location. 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything is there. So I can define the site ID 3. What next? I'll define the org name. Organization name is the lab. We know that. We did the vManage configuration. System IP. This is going to be 10.3.0.1. So I'll use the system IP 10.3.0.1. And last one is the vBond IP. What is my vBond IP? That is going to be this IP address 123.10.10.11. So I'll put 123.10.10.11 and commit. And I'll end. I did my system-wise configuration. I copy my certificate, but still you can see so SD-WAN. Sorry, so control connection.
Sir, I think on vBond we have given 10.1, not
Oh,
11.
sorry, my bad. Good
Yeah.
catch, good catch. Missed typo. Good catch. Right. So if I go here and run the command show control connection. See, this is not control connection building. So we copy the certificate, we configure the 5-tuple, but still control connection is not coming up. So what is the missing? We have required the authentication. Certificate is mandatory. And the same certificate we have to install what we have the other devices. That's why I copy the certificate from the root CA. So what is the next step? I need to install the certificate. And after installing, I need to generate the CSR. So let me first install the certificate. I'll just copy and paste that command and my certificate has been installed. Then I have to generate the CSR, certificate signing request. And then based on that certificate signing request, I'll get the final certificate from the root CA. So this is my request. CSR upload home directory admin csr.txt, and I have to put the organization name and then it is going to upload my CSR request. So let me do that. Organization name lab, again lab, and this is done. So my CSR has been uploaded, right? What next? After uploading the CSR, I need to get the CSR sign with my root C. How I can get that? You have to go in the vshell and you have to to ls minus L. You can find this is my CSR file. And you want to get the file information, what is inside of file, what is certificate, you just have to run the command more space csr.txt, the file name. You are going to get this file. So you have to sign this file with the root CA to get the final certificate. And you have to install final certificate in my vEdge router. So let me do that. There is a command. You can just go and find that. Here is written the command crypto pki server pkcs terminal. So you just copy this command, right? And go on the root CA. We did in the past, right? We guys know that. Paste it here. Once you paste, listen carefully. Once you paste, listen carefully. If you directly copy and paste this certificate, might be it is going to throw an error. So just copy this certificate carefully. No dot should be missed. And after coming the root CA, press Ctrl Shift Alt. And you click on the text input. Again, I'm repeating everyone. Listen carefully. When you just go and copy paste this certificate directly to the root CA, it is going to throw an error. Might be it is going to throw an error. So you have to do this way. You just click this command and then you come in this stage. At this stage, press Ctrl Shift Alt. You get this a small window. Click text input. And then you get the small window below. And paste certificate here. This is how you have to do that. Now press enter, enter. The moment you will do that, you're going to get the granted certificate. You can see this is my granted certificate. Now you have to paste this granted certificate on the VH3. How you can do that? So again, you go in the lab guide and copy this command. Cat, this one, copy. After copy, just go here, paste it. Again, after paste, you have to use the Ctrl Shift Alt. This process you have to always follow. Ctrl Shift Alt, text input. And now copy the certificate carefully from granted certificate, what you get here. And paste it here. If you do it this way, you're not going to get any error. So now my job has been done. My certificate has been copied and we are good. So you can exit from this window. Now we have the certificate. You can just go here ls minus L and you have the certificate, final certificate. Now you have to install this certificate. Still you, at this stage you see show control connection. You're not going to find any control connections, right? Because still certificate is not installed. So how can you install certificate? Once you do this, you have to run this command request certificate install home admin. Avinash, please do not write. And then you put it here and you have to install the certificate. And you can see certificate has been installed successfully. And now you run the command show certificate serial number. You're going to find this serial. So just copy this serial number and paste in the notepad. I'll explain. So this is the first serial number we find for the VH3. So what is the next step? Once you have this serial number, you have to let them know your controller about the certificate chassis number and serial number. So they can allow the authentication. We done the certification, but still my control connection is not available. There is no control connections. You can see. So you have to tell manually because we are doing the manual process here, not automatic process. So your vBond is going to know this certificate serial number because they are going to generate with the same cert chain key. So they are going to easily understand. So for that, you have to use this method. You have to copy. And what is the serial number? 5. And what is the chassis number? You copy this chassis number. And paste it here. And now you have.
Like, can you repeat again, sir, this again?
Okay, sure, Avinash. So what I'm doing here, let's suppose we have to build the control connections, right? So control connection is only going to build. We have the mutual authentications. So if you are doing the manual certificate, we have the enterprise root CS. So you have to tell your certificate information to your vManage, vBond, and vSmart. This is my device which is going to register with you. If they are going to match with their key properties, what is available their certificate, because they all have the same certificate. So their property is going to match. So they are going to allow you are the valid user to join our fabric. If it is not going to match, it is going to not allow to join the fabric. So your control connection is not going to build. Is it clear, Asis? Or shall I repeat again?
Yes, sir, that one I know, but this you're saying that chasis number we need to get it from here, and then we have to update in the this we manage, right?
Yes, we manage, we want.
We want, okay.
So same thing, we'll do the same repeat process multiple times, so you'll understand. So I'll just copy this and I have to go here and I have to first tell the we want. Paste it. Done. See, status success, right? I'll go in the vManage and I paste it here and you can see status success. Now if I go in the vEdge and see control connection, still there is no control connections. Just wait for a while. It is trying to build a control connection. See, it's in the connect state. It's still down, but it's trying to build the control connections. And now you see the control connection is up and working. Make sense? So this vEdge is going to be live on your dashboard. Let me show you. So this is done. So very first time, right? We onboarded one of the vEdge means in this lab for the pre-managed dashboard. But you can see this device must have the control connection with the vSmart as well. But there is no control connection with the vSmart. Or until they have the vSmart control connection, they cannot do the routing exchange process. So how it is going to happen? So for that, we have to do the last step, go in the GUI mode. Even you can just add this command to the vSmart, it is going to allow. This is the one way. Another way, you just have to go in the vManage certificate and you can just send to the controller. So this process you have to follow. Then it is going to make the control connection with the vSmart as well. Just go in the certificate and this is my VH Cloud sent to the controller. I'll click it here. So your vSmart is going to be updated with the certificate information. And then after this device is going to make the control connection. So I'll go here again, wait for a while. It will create the control connection. It will take some time. Just wait. So see, we have the smart control connection. Now, Ram Burma, you tell me this VH, Ram Burma, you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so now you tell me this VH router will make OMP tunnel with which controller? vSmart, vBond or vManage?
OMB channel.
Yes, OMP.
OMB will be make between the B smart and B smart. Yeah, B smart only.
vSmart only, right?
Right.
So now we have the control connection. So this is going to build under the control connection or under the OMP tunnel. Means first we have to build the control connection, then OMP, or first OMP, then control
First we will control connection, then OMP. Under
Very good.
the control connection is OMP.
So you can see we have the control connection now. So my OMP should be there, right?
Yeah.
So let me,
Right now you can see the B bond is turned 0, right? Yes, this is for the temporary, right? After
yes,
some time it will disappear.
yes. So you can see this is my OMP tunnel. So we have the OMP tunnel also up and working. That's correct. Thanks, Ram Burma. So you can see this is the OMP tunnel, but you can see RIS. RIS means route receive, route install, and route send. And that all are 0. We'll discuss why it's all are 0. We'll talk. Now, Bhupendra, you tell me, is this router is going to create any IPsec tunnel or not?
Sorry, it's still not.
Why still not?
Sir, IPsec tunnel built between the two routers, branch routers.
And only we have the one router, so you cannot be right? Very logical.
Yes.
Good, I like that. So you can see if I run the IPsec, show IPsec, outbound connections. See, there's no outbound connections, right? And inbound connection, there is no inbound connection. The IPsec is not going to build. So Raja, you tell me, BFD session is going to build or not? Or going to build, and which device is going to build the BFD tunnel?
Sir, BFD is between VH to VH. Right now we have only one VH.
So is it not going to build?
Yeah.
Good, very good. You guys are champion now. So BFD session, there is no BFD. So what tunnel we have based on our discussion? We discussed the 5 tuples. That's fine, right? These 5 tuples are done. But if you're talking about tunnels, so tunnel right now we have the DTLS only, because you can see DTLS, we not configure anywhere TLS. So that's normal. We have the DTLS tunnel and we have the OMP tunnel. DTLS between edge to the controller and OMP between edge to the vSmart. Clear? And we onboarded one of the VH router. Let's onboard one more VH router and understand more about that, how my IPsec is going to build. So I'm going to start with the VH4. The same process is going to be happen. What I'll do that, I will copy the configuration. So what is the configuration? I'll go here and copy the configuration for VPN 0 and we'll try to replicate the same configuration on the VH4. So what I can do, I can just go here and paste it. These all commands not required. We'll remove that. This is not required. We remove that. This all is required. So definitely I'm showing again so you can understand one by one. So we are talking on the VH4. VH4 point of view, you have to configure this interface G0/0. That's fine. What is IP address? 192.1.4.4 will configure. So let's make it 4.4. Tunnel interface, that's required. We required the encapsulation IPsec, required. Color, public enter, required. No shut, required. IP route, next hop, this time it is going to be changed and we have to configure one IP address 192.1.4.1 here on 0/2. So this is going to be 4.1. So I'll just copy this configuration quickly and I'll just paste on my VH4. I'll go in the configuration and paste it. Done and commit. But if you ping the next hop, it is not going to ping because we not configure still my iNet router. So it is not going to ping. So it's not pinging. So we have to go in the iNet router and we have to configure our interface for this edge 4. So I'll go here config t interface, and what is the interface ID? G0/2. It's unreachable. You can see here. So gig 0/2. IP address 192.1.4.1 255 255 255.0. No shut and do write. And already we have done the reverse routing for controller for this router. So it is not going to make any changes. So now we have the under reachability. Means we have the point-to-point reachability. And you ping from here to the controller should be reachable because already we have the forward reverse routing. So see, I'm able to reach my vManage, vBond and vSmart, and I have to route CA. So what next? We have to copy the certificate again because every device we have to do the certification. If I'm not going to do certification, it is not going to work for me. So I'll go and do the copy.
Need to change the host name as well. The VH it is showing. I think host name.
Yeah, we'll do that. First, copy the certificate. You just have to follow the same approach. Okay, then we'll do that. Let me first copy the certificate. So I'll go in the vShell and let me copy the certificate. So we have to use TFT minus G minus R command, and you have to copy the certificate. ls minus L, done. After that, you can just go and configure the system wise configuration. So site ID, it is going to be 4. Host name, it is going to be VH4. Organization name, it is going to be lab. vBond, it is going to be 123.10.10.11. And what the system IP, right? 10.123, sorry, 10.4.0.1. It is written everything here. System IP here, site ID here, right? And we already know that. And hostname, you know that. And site, you know that. So you can just put it here. Now it's done, commit. After that, what do we have to do that? We have to install the certificate. So I'll just copy and install the certificate. This is done. We have to generate the CSR, and we need to sign the CSR with my roots here. Lab. Now you go in the vshell and more csr.txt. This is the file name. This is my CSR file. And you just go here, copy this command and get the CSR signed by the root CA and install the CSR. So I'll go in my root CA. Again here, you have to again follow the same process. After this, Control Shift Alt, small window, text input, and here you have to put the certificate. So go in the VH4, copy this, and put it here. Enter. This is done. Now, after that, what do you have to do that? You have to install this certificate in my VH3. So how we can do that? I can go here and use the Linux bis command, the cat one, copy, and just I'll go here, not VH3, I'll go in the VH4 and I'll paste it here. And then I'll put again Control Shift Alt, text input, and I'll paste the command final certificate one. Done. Now we have to install the certificate. And what is the command to install the certificate? You have to just copy this one. Sorry, you have to exit from there and then you have to run the command. It should not be the vshell mode. Now you can done and you can run the command show certificate serial number. You're going to find the new certificate serial number. Just put it here and copy this again one more. Sorry. And paste it here. So certificate 6, and this is going to be your now. I'll copy this from here and I'll paste this to my controllers. So they are going to make the control connection. So I'll go here and now you see here show control connections. See, it's make the control connection now. And now you go and there is no vBond, smart control connection. So you have to go here, go into dashboard, and you have to send to the controller command.
Sir, in production, it's a certification exchanging. It will happen automatically, right?
Automatically,
Or we can,
automatically. Yes, it automatically. You don't have to do manual.
yeah.
We'll discuss those scenario one day. We have the real SD-WAN fabric as well. So I will show you, don't worry. So now you can see this is done. Now, did we going to make the control connection or not? Means the IPsec tunnel or not? Let's check that. So show IPsec outbound connection. See, now we have the IPsec connection with the VH3 to VH4. See, this is my VH4 IP address and 3 IP address. This is my 3 and this is my 4. And if I run the show BFD session, it is also going to create it. Now you can see my the BFD sessions as well. So now we can see the all tunnels are there, right? But still my LAN is not there integrated, but all tunnels are there. My control connections are there. My site to site traffic is must be processed through tunnel. But how it is going to happen, we have to wait for a while and then we'll think how it is going to happen. So you guys can understand easily. Okay. Any doubt till here? Because almost 1 hour I explained. Any questions till now? Anyone have?
Sir, here you push the command outbound connection and inbound connection. What is the difference between them, sir?
Means one is this is getting the IPsec tunnel to this router. Inbound remote device is getting connection to the this router.
Okay.
Okay, Amit?
Okay, sir.
Ashish, any question from your side? I know might be you missed something, so you're not able to understand, but no worry, we'll cover after video. Any doubt till now or good?
Yeah, overall good, sir.
All good. Okay.
Sir, I think with these all docs we will get it right because
Yes, everyone is
speed
going to
seems
get.
to be very high because we are exchanging the certificates, right? So
No, every lab documents you're going to get, okay? And when you get the lab, then you are going to get everything.
Sir, in the inbound IPsec command connection, we will get the information about the other router from which it is going to make the IPsec connection, right?
Right. Means which remote end is creating the tunnel with me.
Yeah. Okay.
Ben, you good? Any doubt? All good? Shall we move next step?
Yes, you can go forward. Thank you.
Okay. So let me quickly onboard these two. It will.
Sir,
Yes,
I have one question actually. Still, we are not getting the access for the live, and also we are not getting the document.
you'll get that. You'll get. I'll make sure
Okay.
today you'll get that. Definitely everyone is going to get. It's not like lab is not going. Without lab, how we can do the testing? Okay.
Yeah.
I will make sure you're going to get lab. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So let me please mute. Let me quickly configure this interfaces. So we can onboard the remaining routers. The same process is going to happen. So I'll go here, show IP interface brief. Oh, I'm the VH, sorry. I need to go the iNet router, no? Yes. Do show IP interface brief. And I need to configure like which all interface G0 by 0, 0 by 4. Okay, this two I need to configure. So I can onboard the VH1 and VH2 as well. So let's go the G0 by 3. Okay. So interface gig 0 by 3 and I'll configure the IP address 192.1.1.1 255 55.2.0. No shit. And you can see this is the IP it is written here for this interface. So you'll go to configure this one, okay? And for 0 by 4, we have to configure this one 192.1.2.1. So let me configure this one as well. So I'll go 0 by 4. No, sir. This is also done. What else? We have to configure this 0 by 5 as well. And there is a 192.1.1.1. Okay. Let me configure 0 by 5 as well. Okay, let me see what else. So this is done. This is done. This is done. This is done. This is not required. This is done. This is done. Okay, so this is not required. So we are good for this one. So now let me do right. Now let me go in the VH1 now. And VH2. We have to onboard them quickly. Admin, I'll go here as well. Admin. Right, I'll go here. Config T and see. We have to use same template, but we have to change the IP address. This is going to be 1.2 here, okay? Because one subnet, 1 is going to configure there, 2 is going to there, and this is the next hop is going to be 1.1. So I'll simply copy and paste it and commit it. And now you'll see that if I try to ping my controller, should be reachable. See, this is all reachable. Similarly for this one, VH2, we have to change some configuration. It's going to be 2.2 and here 2.1. Rest are same. So I'll just copy it and I'll just do the base config here. And sorry, commit. And then you just try to ping 123.10.10.13. Yeah, it's reachable. So what I have to do that? We have to copy the certificate on the both of the routers quickly. So how the copy certificate is going to happen? We have to use this one, TFTP -G -R. So go here, vshell. Here also go vshell. Done. ls-l, you can get the certificate is copy. ls-l, you can get the certificate is copy. Exit from there. Exit there. Now you have to install the certificate. So run the command. Install. Install. Now you have to generate the CSR for both of them. So just go here, copy. Lab, done. Lab, done. CSR generated, right? After CSR generated, you have to get the CSR file and you have to get them signed from the my root CS. How you can get that? You just have to go in the vshell again and you have to run command more csr.txt. This is my certificate from the VS2. Again, here you go the vshell and you have to run the command more csr.txt. This is another certificate. So you have to go in the root C and get them signed one by one and you have to install that. So let me do one by one. So again, I'll just copy this command. And I'll paste it. Then again, Control-Shift-Alt, text input, VH1. Paste it. Done. You're going to get the granted certificate. Once you have the granted certificate, let me generate the granted certificate, this one as well. So this is one granted certificate. Let me install this one first. So I have to go and install it first. So we not have any confusion. So let me first complete for the VH. Control-Shift-Alt, text input. I'll copy the granted certificate from here carefully. And I'll paste it here. This is done. Now, after doing this granted certificate installation, we have to install this certificate. Final step, we have to install this certificate. So I'll go here. This is done and you have to put show certificate serial number. let me put it here. Okay, this is one. Now let me complete for the VH2 as well, right? And then we'll do the 5-tuple configuration. Certificate is there. I need to get them signed with the root CA. So I have to do that. I'll just copy this command again from here and I'll paste it here. Done. And then I'll go and copy this CSR file and get them signed. I'll just paste in the small window and it is going to generate my granted certificate. Once I have the granted certificate, I will just use this Linux based command cat, just copy paste, copy this, Control C Alt, text input, done. Now we have to install the certificate. So I'll go here. So every device you have to follow the same process. So this is going to be installed. My certificate has been installed. Then you have to run the command show certificate serial. Now we'll copy this as well. Okay. So we have to make 2-line entry more here and here. So one is going to be certificate number 7 and one is going to be 8. So we'll have to copy the chassis number here. Copy the chassis number. Paste it. And I'll paste it. And I'll just copy this. I go this, we manage, paste it, done. We want, paste it, done. Even for the vSmart, you want to do that, you can do that, but it is pasted in the wrong place. I first need to log in. See, if you're pasting from here, you don't have to send the controller base command. It is not required. This is done. So now these are not going to build the control connection until or unless you are going to do the 5-tuple configuration. So what is the 5-tuple configuration? System site ID. This is a 200 site ID. This is my 200 site ID, right? For both Edge 1 and Edge 2. Site ID is system IP. It's written 10.200.0.1. Org name. That's going to be lab. vbond 123.10.10.11. Host name. This is the VH2 and commit. You'll wait after some time, it is going to make the control connection. For this one also, site ID, sorry, system, site ID 200, organization name lab, host name VH1, right? vbond detail 123.10.10.11, right? What else? What else missing? System IP, right?
Yeah, system.
10.200.0.1. This should be 2, right? We put 1 here also. I make the blunder, right? Just system IP 10.200.0.2 and then commit. Okay, now it's fine. Now let me check the control connections of commit. Show control connections. Let's build it. You can see vSmart event is come up. And if I just check here, show control connections, it's also come up. So now totally we onboarded 4 VH router. You can see there's a 4 VH router all onboarded via your public internet transport. Now the last VH we have to onboard. This is a CH, we have to onboard CH as well, right?
Sir, I have one question.
Hello Ram, you have any question you want to?
Yes, sir. So actually in the production environment, sir,
Your voice is not very much clear.
so right now you can hear me, sir.
Yes, now I can hear it. Tell me.
Yeah, sir. Actually, in the production environment in my company, I can see. So bound IP is put under the VPN 0, but here we are not putting the under VPN 0.
vBond IP is always going to under the system. You can just say your configuration, then I can understand why they put in VPN 0. VPN 0 is something different. But vBond IP must be also part of system IP address. You just check it again. Not might if it is not the IP address, they have the FQDN as well.
Okay.
Sir, what I'm understanding here from the configuration, that certificate serial number, the same process in the production environment we are doing as a PNP, right? Means we are telling our controller that this is the edge devices, right? The same process we are doing here.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, one more thing, like we are updating the chassis and the serial number to the vBond, but ideally vBond after it authenticates, it should convey to vSmart and vManage also, or why we are putting all those?
That's correct. But your database, even the vManage, even go the productions, right? So whatever database is coming, you don't have to put for the vSmart anyhow, okay? It will
Okay.
done automatically.
Okay.
But if we are doing the vBond and the vManage, their database always must be sync. So whatever information we have the vBond, it should be sync with the vManage. You go in the device, see here, sync the smart account. You can see.
Yes, sir.
So this is going to sync your vBond and vManage database, so that whatever database you have the vBond, it is going to be automatically with the vManage. So right now we are not syncing in the production, so we have to do the manual sync.
Okay. So this is smart account, is Cisco smart account.
Yes, Cisco smart account.
Okay.
And sir, sometimes I face the issue that when the PNP is getting error, so there is some manual task we can do that. Here is the option, the upload vanage list. Means we need to tell this controller manually that this is your vanage list to authenticate, right?
Yes, that you have to upload the manually, so you have the serial
Yeah.
number, chassis number, everything is going to be there as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're not doing the manual like automatic thing, you have to upload the manual. A third way, same thing. I'm just telling devices to know to the controller. The third way.
Yes. Yeah. So could you please show this one, the upload manage list here? That means what kind of information is needed here in a Excel
So I
sheet
told
format.
na Sanjay when we discussed, right? I told na you have to download the serial file. And where you download the serial file? You have to download the serial file from the PNP portals. Okay?
Okay.
And that serial file need to be uploaded. We discuss even in the
Okay.
first
Got
day
it.
when we have the general discussion. We'll discuss again, no worry. One class I'll do that on it. But I'll do later on this time. So you guys not forget again. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So now the next step, we have to onboard two devices. That's CH as well, and then the VH5. So let's onboard first VH5. Okay. So VH5, let me make another video for this one. So now we have to onboard via the MPLS. Again, we have to make the underlay connectivity between these. We see this router has a single MPLS circuit, right? So we are going to run the BGP here, and based on that, we make the end-to-end reachability. And then after that is going to form the underlay. And after that, we'll form the overlay as well. So let me do that. So very first thing, let me go and open this particular MPLS router, and we'll have to the configuration of the. This is my MPLS router, and then I'll go and open the VH5 as well. Now I have to go in the config. I have to go in the VPN 0, and what is my interface? That is my G0x1 this time, right? So interface G0x1. I'll go and configure the IP address. This time the IP address is 172.31.15 dot 5 will configure here. Okay. So 172.31. Tunnel interface allows services all. Encapsulation IPsec. Color this time will encapsulation IPsec. Color will use the MPLS, right? And then just give me 1 second, guys. And then we'll put commit. So this is done. You can see this is my configuration. Show run VPN 0. This is my configuration. Clear? So I just make this as a MPLS, not the public internet, because we have the only MPLS circuit on which we are going to make the BGP connection. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 minute. All right. So now we build the MPLS. So we have to configure this MPLS router as well. So I'll go here and Control Shift Alt. I'll go here and put it here. And you see here, show IP config tree interface. And what is my interface this time? This is G0x3. So G0x3 IP address. I'll go here and put that as my IP address is 172.31.15.1. Right? And then I'll ping my, let me try to ping, do ping 5. You can see it's pinging. Now we have to make the another point-to-point dig 0x1. Here we have to use the subnet 172.31.20.1. So interface gig 0x1 IP address. This is going to be right, and for timing make it true, right? So we have to configure the DC switch as well with the IP address. So what is IP address? Gig 1x1. I have to configure 172.31.20.2. So I'll go here. Show IP interface brief. Configure tree interface gig 1x1. No switch put because you cannot assign the IP address directly. It's a switch, and then you can assign the IP address 172.31.20.2 to 55 to 55 to 55.0 and no shit. Now try to ping your PE IP address. MPLS IP address .1 should be reachable. Let's wait. Yeah, it's reachable. So now we are good. Now we have to form the eBGP between these two routers. So I have to make the eBGP. That's the one eBGP. And that's the another eBGP. So my local AS number for this data center is 65100. Here is 65005. Here is 100. So let me first configure my MPLS and then I'll move to my both head end and the branch end router. So let me go on my MPLS one first. So I'll go here and configure router BGP 100 and I'll have to define two neighbor. One is going to be this one 20.2 and remote AS is going to be 65100 for data center 2, right? This is my neighbor. The second one is going to be neighbor and this is going to be this one 5 and remote AS is going to be 65005. and do right. Just the neighborship. I just build it here. So I'll go here.
So .2 IP will be of that switch and .5 of that switch, na?
Route that is the router branch
Or-
router. So this is my BGP's neighborship. You can see it's down. Let me change the host name also. MPLS do right. Now we have to configure the BGP first, the data center side. Let me do that. So it's a normal process. I'll go here, router BGP 65100, and I will define the neighbor, and neighbor would be 20.1, and remote ES is going to be 100. And I need to advertise my controller subnet here. That is my network 123.10.10.0, and mask is going to be 255, 255, 255. Sorry. Yes, Ben, what's question you have?
Thank you. Yes, I just want to know, we have IPsec. Is there any need to also configure something like BGP password towards the or between the the MPLS and WAN edge? Does it make sense? Because we have IPsec already.
See, we have to understand two things. The password you configure with the BGP, that's just
Yes.
to make the secure neighbors, right?
Yes, sir.
Secure neighbor, just for security reasons. Nobody is going to make the neighbor safe or try to manipulate the BGP neighbor. So that's for the secure neighbor safe, but it's not going to carry out any data traffic. IPsec is for data traffic. So still, if you want to make the control connections, means not control BGP neighbors securely, you can do that. There is no harm for that. It's just for the
Okay.
BGP neighbor protections. It's nothing related to your data traffic and all. Make sense?
Yes.
So even you want to do that, you can do that. It's just underlay here, not overlay. So you can see now my BGP has been up here, one neighbor. That is my data center. It's still Cisco right now, everything. But if I want to do for this, for the VH5, right? So what is going to happen? I have to go here and I have to go in the VPN 0 again, and I have to write here router BGP, and what is my AS number? 65005, and I have to define the neighbor. What is my neighbor? That is going to be 15.1, and remote AS is going to be 100, and network I need to advertise, but network you're going to advertise, it is not going to work. So you have to run address family IPv4 unicast, and then you have to advertise the network. Which network? Sorry, I need to, let me first commit. Let me exit and commit. And you see, you are getting the error. You're not able to configure the BGP. Why? Because you not have the system IP or router IP. So unless or until you define the system IP, your BGP is not going to be configured. That is the one condition. Another condition, if you're not defining system IP, you have to define the router IP, router ID. Means if there is system IP, that is going to by default become the router ID. If there is no system IP, you have to define the router ID, then it is going to configure. That's why giving the error. I'm trying to commit, but it's throwing the errors. You cannot do that. So let me first do the system IP configuration. Let me get out from there. I will unsave the configuration. So I'll go here first. System, I'll change the host name. That's the VH5. And system IP, I will give that 10.5.0.1. And I'll commit. Now I'll go and configure the BGP. So I'll go here and configure router BGP 65005. Sorry, VPN 0. Neighbor I will configure, that is a 172.31.15.5. Remote AS is going to be 100. And what subnet I want to advertise? That I want to advertise network. Let me get out from here. Address family IPv4 network. I'll go here network and the network would be my local WAN network. That is my interface WAN network, because I make the under eligibility. So I'll just advertise this.
Sir, the IP would be the 15.1 or 15.5?
Neighbor.
Please
Okay,
validate.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to correct. Let me correct it. Yeah, he's saying the wrong IP. You can see here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me correct it. Commit. Okay, let me do it from scratch. Okay. So VPN 0, router BGP 65005, neighbor, remote is 100. Let me commit. So the moment you will do that, the first thing, show BGP summary, your BGP is going to be come up, and then we'll do the network advertisement. So you are going to see the BGP is come here, right? And you check your route, you are getting the 123 route from the BGP, but still you try to ping the controllers, it is not going to ping because you're not at the reverse route. Means they don't know the source subnet. That is my 172.31.15.0. So I have to advertise that subnet as well under the BGP. So that's why I was trying to do that. So router BGP 6500 address family IPv4 unicast, and then you have to do the network, and you have to run this command and then commit. If you do this one and then try to ping, it must be reached after a while, because that switch is going to get your reverse route for 172. Just wait for a while. Thirty-one. See, you start getting this subnet. Now you go here and try to ping. It is pinging. So we have the under eligibility from the VH5 to the controller. Now we can copy the certificate. Again, you have to go in the vshell from here. mtftp -z-r pki.ca. And this is going to be copy ls-l. And now you have to install this certificate. So once you copy the certificate, you have to install by this command. And you have to generate the CSR. Installed. Now you go here. CSR. Lab. This is going to generate by CSR. This is also done. Now we have to go and get the certificate and sign from the root CA. So I'll go from the vshell. I'll put it here, and now I'll go in the root CA. Read CA, you just have to copy this command, crypto PK, even read in the lab guide. Paste it here, and in a small window, make sure you put Ctrl+Shift+Alt to get this small window. Copy this certificate, paste it here. You're going to get the granted certificate. Now you copy this granted certificate by using this command. Ctrl+Shift+Alt, text input, root CA, paste it here. Now we are good. Now exit from here and install the certificate. And run show certificate paste it, copy, paste 9. So I will just add this to my controllers. And then I'll go here in VH and go in the system side ID. It's going to be 5. System IP already done. Organization name, we'll put the lab, and the vBond I'll put as a 123.10.10.11 and then commit. And we'll see after some time, show control connection. Say this is bring on the MPLS. So this also onboarded successfully. You go here and check that. We have the 5th VH onboarded that we have done with the my MPLS circuit. Now we can onboard our CH as well. How the CH is going to be onboarded? Let me open that CH. Let's complete the certification part. Then we'll discuss the CH role as well. CH is going to be slightly different, but let me do that. Username you have to put admin. Password you can just change the admin. So now this is normal router. You can see this is a normal router. We're on the so running configuration. It is going to there, but this is going to support your SD-WAN features. So if you want to build your SD-WAN like configuration on this particular router, you have to configure the normal underlay configuration. And then after doing the underlay configuration, you have to bring the overlay also for this particular router. So we'll onboard this CH router via the public internet or MPLS, whatever you want. So let me just check what is my interfaces. So I have this much interfaces. So I'll just simply go and configure the interface. But you see, I run the config t command, it's not working. The config t command is not working. So what is the command is going to run? Config transitions. So you have to run a command config transitions. And then after you have to go interface. And what is my interface where I have to do the IP? That's gig 1. So I'll just copy it.
Sir, this CH is already having SD-WAN iOS.
Yes.
Okay, that's why config T is not coming. Okay.
Yes. This one have the already pre-built ISD-WAN iOS.
Okay.
So I have done this 192.1.111.6. This site 6, so I'll put the 6 IP address here. And I'll put the no shut here. And now if we try to ping its peer, it should be reachable because we configure already .1 there. Okay, so let me commit first and get out from there, and then I'll try to ping from the normal mode. We'll see. Yeah, it's reachable. So now I have to do this link configuration where I have to configure 172.31.111.6. So config transitions, I'll go there. And interface is going to be gig 2. .31 111.6 255. Commit. Now let me complete this MPLS router as well configuration for all interfaces. Do show interface brief. So what I can do that, let me configure gig 0/6 now. IP address 172 31.111.1 55 to 55 to 55.0. No shut. Let me try to ping my .6 IP address should be reachable. Just wait. Yeah, it's pingable. So this one is done. Similarly, I have to configure this 0 by 0, 0 by 2, 0 by 4. So let me configure 1 by 1 for the all. So we can not come again here, right? So 0 by 0 require 13.1. So let me go here 0 by 0. This is going to require 13.1. Okay, no shut. This 0 by 2 required 14.1, 0 by 4. So let me 0 by 2, not 4, sorry. 14.1. We have to configure na 1 by 1. 0 by 4 required 12.1. 0 by 4. Zero by 5 required 11.1. And do right. So we done the all point-to-point interfaces configuration. So we have the right understanding. You see, this is all done. Now, we are talking about the CH onboarding process. So we have the bring the point-to-point communication, but still this CH is must be reachable to the controller. How it is going to reachable? If I try to ping, let me change the host name first. So I'll name the host name CH1. So if I try to ping here 123.10.10.1, it is not reachable because we not have the any default route, any BGP neighbor between the routers, so we cannot make the communications. So let me first make through the public internet by putting the just default route. So I'll go here and I'll go in the config transitions, and here I'll put the one of the default route 0.0.0, 0.0.0, and the next hop will be 192.1.1.1, and I'll commit. The moment I will do, probably after that, if I try to ping again, controllers should have the reachability. And see, now I have the reachability. So now we have to do the certification part for this as well. So how my certification is going to be work, how certification is going to be copied. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm coming back. Okay, just give me 5 minutes. I'm coming back. Okay, just 4 to 5 minutes. Okay,
Okay,
I'm
sir.
just stopping. Sorry guys, I'm back. Really sorry. All right, so what have we done discussion till now? What are we doing discussion? Like we're trying to onboard, right? CH. Am I audible?
Sure. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. So let me just go and show you the lab guide for the CH onboarding process. So we have to do the step-by-step certification part very first thing. Once you have the let me show you. So we have to do later on the SD-WAN tunnel configuration and all, but before that we have to do the certification. We have the underlay, so we have to copy the certificate. So this is quite a different process. Normal router, what you have to do, the similar way we have to do this process. So you just have to copy the certificate in the boot flash. Okay, so let me put in a different window and I can just show you quickly how it is going to happen. You guys can understand. So I'm going to use the copy. This is my command tftp and I'm going to use the boot flash, right? If you go and put the question mark, you'll going to get the lot of options. So I want to copy this in the tftp boot flash. I'll make the tftp and then I'll make as a boot flash. Sorry, tftp. Okay, I just need to press the space and then the boot flash, and then I have to put the actual IP of the my root CA from where I want to copy the certificate. So that is going to be 13. And what is my file name? That is going to pki.ca. And I just put enter, enter, and it is going to copy. See, your file has been copied 1127 byte. Once you copy the certificate, it is going to available in your directory. How you can check that? You can just run the command dir. It is going to show that all files which is available in the dir. So you just run it here and say this is your file. Now you have to install this file by using the command. That is the command that requests platform software, right? SD-WAN root search chan install boot flash, and then you have to give the file name. What is the file name? pki.ca. So this is going to install your file here. Now you run the install the file, then you have to generate the CSR again for this one. And how you can generate the CSR? So you have to go and put the request platform software SD-WAN CSR upload, right? And you have to give the boot flash file name, like you can give that, boot flash, and whatever the file name you want to give, csr.txt. So it is going to generate the CSR file here. So CSR file is going to generate lab. And based on that CSR file, you just go and get the sign with the root CA. So you just run the command and you're going to get this CSR file, you can see, and you want to find the certificate. So you run the command more and CSR, this is certificate. You need to get this sign from the root CA. So same process again, go in the root CA and enable here and copy the same command. Copy and paste it. You can see it's done. Now with the granted certificates, once you have the granted certificates, it's a little bit, the process is different. Once you have the granted certificate, you have to copy in this format. See, this is very important, guys. Again, this is the Linux based command. So you have to go in tclsh and then you have to put this all in this format. Means you have to go in the tclsh, this command you have to type here first. What you can do that, you can just copy it to just avoid any mistakes. Just copy and go in the here and paste it. That's the very first command. Second command, you have to copy this all file. So right now I make the cert txt. Here is cert1. So it might be get a mistake. I create file short txt. So I need to change this value. My file is cert probably you see when you generate the CSR, this is the CSR. So I need to copy the file in the cert txt. Okay, so I'll just copy, might be. Okay, that's fine. We generated CSR. So cert is fine. We can make the cert one. There is no problem. CSR we created here, not cert. Cert we are going to get right now. So sorry, I'll copy it here. And then I'll put this bracket as well. It's very mandatory. Okay. So then enter. Now I'm in this mode. Okay. So you have to copy entire thing as it is. And then you have to paste your certificate here. What certificate? The granted certificate. It's a little bit different process. So you just copy it, press here Control Shift Alt, text input, and paste it here. So this certificate is going to be.
Sir,
Yeah.
we are giving the name of certification is cert1.text.
Yes, that's fine. There's no problem. Earlier,
Okay,
I was
okay.
thinking CSR. CSR.
Yeah, I was also confused. Yeah, sir. So
Yeah.
we are giving the name of the cert is cert1.
Yeah. CSR, I make mistake here. CSR 1.txt, but I make the CSR.1. So that's no problem. Okay. But here I'm making the cert.1txt. Okay. So now I've done. Press enter. After pressing enter, you have to close this bracket, which you open here. So I'll just close this bracket, enter, and now we are good. And I'll just exit from here. Now my cert is here. Now you can see here dir cert1 is there. And you want to see what is certificate there. You run the command. This is my certificate. This is same certificate ending with HQA. Just match with this one ending with HQL. So the certificate is copy. Now we have to install this certificate. So I have to use this command request platform software certificate install complete cert1.txt. So that's why I was making sure the name should be the same. So I'll paste here and it is going to install the certificate. So now you can see the certificate has been installed successfully. So if you run the command, now this is a CSR. So you have to always use show SD-WAN certificate serial. Earlier I was using in the CH show certificate serial, but it is the CS device. So you have to run this command. And now you see this is my new chassis number and serial number. So I'll go here and put it there. And I'll just copy it as well. This is the A. So I'll put it A here. This is my chassis number. I'll copy. I'll paste it. So now you copy it here and paste it to the controllers. So I'll just go and inform the vmanage, vbound, and vsmart. So this is done. But how this is going to make the control connections? Again, we have to define the 5 tuple configuration to make the control connection. If you just run the command, always you have to use the keyword as SD-WAN before running any command. CH, you're running the command show control connections. Here you have to run show SD-WAN control connections. So whatever command you're running in the CH, you have to use the keywords here, means SD-WAN keywords. So you can see there is no control connections we have. So for make the control connections, first we have to build the tunnel interface, and also we have to define the 5 tuple configuration. So I'll go in the config transitions here. And after going in config transitions, we have this 5 tuple configurations. So you guys go and do the configuration. You just go here, copy this, or might be you type it. It's your choice and just paste it. So your config T of the system wise has been done. But if you go and check the show SD-WAN control connection, it's still not there. So how the tunnel is going to build for CH router? That's a very important, guys. So to make a tunnel interface, we not have any provisions to just go in the VPN 0 and create that tunnel interface. So here we are going to use the VRF concept. So VPN 0, no VRF 0 means it is going to be automatically mapped when we run the SD-WAN command. You don't have to create the VRF. But if you create the LAN VPN 10, then here we have to create VRF 10. I'll explain when I create the LAN VPN integration end to end. Then I'll explain how it is happening and what is the concept behind it. But for time being, if I want to make the tunnel creation for CH, you have to create the SD-WAN first. You have to go in the SD-WAN mode and you have to call your interface. Then you have to make the tunnel interface, allow services, color, encapsulation. And then you have to create a virtual tunnel interface on which they are going to create the TLS and DTLS tunnel. Clear? It is not going to pretty straightforward what we have done in the VH router. Please let me know. Any doubt here? So this is slightly difference we have between the Sage and VH. Any questions anyone have? Yeah, clear.
Yes, sir. I think you said before, how do you know? Is there any command to know that we are in the SD-WAN mode?
So this is my predefined SD-WAN mode router, right? So
Yes,
there
sir.
is two commands. If you run the show run configuration, it is going to show you the normal router configuration.
Mhm.
See, there is no SD-WAN related configuration.
Okay.
If you want to run show SD-WAN running configuration, then you're going to come to know this is the SD-WAN configuration. So you see system configuration you start getting here. You're going to start getting the SD-WAN interfaces. SD-WAN is there, right? So this is a pre-built router. CSR having a feature, it is going to work at the same time, the both mode. But now the Catalyst router start coming in the market, and if you're going to deploy that Catalyst router, let me show you. If you're going to deploy any Catalyst SD-WAN router, let's suppose I want to just deploy let me know if you guys able to find any image C8000
Yeah, it was in downside 8000V.
where it was.
Yeah, it was down. Yeah,
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 this one,
yes,
right?
yes,
This
yes,
one,
yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So this is the 8000V, right? And if I'm just going to deploy this router, just wait for a while. I'm just deploying the live router for the 8000. This is a CH is going to be there. So right now there is no CSR, ISR is like supporting by Cisco. Existing you have device, it is going to work, but any router you're going to use for the SD-WAN, for the Catalyst, they are going to only replace with the Cat 8000 series router. So in this router, you have the two modes. Either you're going to use the normal mode or controller. Normal mode is just normal router. Controller mode is just going to be your SD-WAN router.
I'm asking these questions because and actually that is the main reason of doing this course. In our network, they are trying that from next year they want to change to SD-WAN, and the devices are there. So it has not been certain, but it's obvious that they may not decide to buy new routers, but rather to upgrade it to SD-WAN. And that is why I'm much particular about these questions.
No problem. I'll help you.
So,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, don't worry. I'll
okay,
show you right away. Just let me give some time.
okay.
I will show you this one. So now you can see this router has been deployed. This one, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'll click it here and it's booting up.
Sir, apart from 8000 series, any other series are there for SD-WAN?
Yeah, ISR is there, ISR 1000,
Okay,
4000,
traditional routers. Okay,
traditional router,
okay, okay.
CSR.
Yeah. 8500 is also available in the market nowadays for the SD-WAN, but it is
Yeah,
mostly
CAD
deployed in the
8000 is there, right? CAD 8000 is
Yes,
all,
yes.
yeah, all supporting.
Yeah.
Even I have the very brand new. So you can see this is the golden image package conf. So you can just let them boot automatically. If you go the golden image, probably it is going to be SD-WAN. But I'll boot them automatically and we'll see that.
So, whilst we wait, is there any need for Get VPN if you are using SD-WAN? Because the purpose of Get VPN is to encrypt using IPsec to encrypt the data. And now we have SD-WAN, whereby we have also encryption, IPsec. I personally don't see any need, but I just want to, because of the production experience I don't have
No,
with
nothing, no
respect.
required. You don't require any VPN because you already IPsec. So adding another VPN does not make any sense. You're talking the Gate VPN, right? When?
Sorry?
Which VPN you're talking about? The IPsec means one is IPsec. What is the other VPN? Gate VPN or something else?
Yeah, the thing is the MPLS is governed by Get VPN.
Okay.
And of course, Get VPN is all about IPsec. And now we want to introduce, sorry, we want to introduce SD-WAN. So, meaning that we have to do away with Get VPN.
No, technically, when you deploy the SD-WAN, we don't require any other VPN solutions because it's already enough for the any kind of the requirement. So it's initializing. Meanwhile, it's initializing. Let me complete this one. So let them boot. Okay. So what I can do, let me see if it is ready now. Okay, let them. It's trying. Yeah, now it's done. Let me put no. So it's asking for enable secret, right? You can see. So I'll put here any enable secret. Now it is asking go to iOS command prompt without saving the config file. Return back the saving config. So I'll just put the 0 or let me press enter. So it is going to save the configuration and it is going to exit. So now you can see here, I'm in the router, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the normal router. Wait. It's taking a lot of time because it's putting the actual image of the router, right? This is actual router we have for the SD-WAN. So now you can go here, enable and password. You can see it is asking the password. So now I'm the router, right? If you run the command show IP interface brief, it is going to work as a normal router, right? Show
Yes,
run, you can see it is working, right? Show SD-WAN, it's not working this command, right? This command is not working right now because it's a normal router. So I have to take the controller mode, right?
Okay.
So mode, controller mode, you can see here. And then you want to enable. If you enable this router in the controller mode, this is going to convert as a SD-WAN router because it's the ISC base. So I need to enable as a controller mode. So now if I click, it is going to boot. Sorry, controller mode, and then it is going to boot.
Okay.
So this is going to become a controller mode. Then it is going to support all SD-WAN router. Mode has been changed. You can see.
Okay.
So just wait. I'll show you some commands as well. So now see, again it's booting, and now it is going to convert as a controller mode. Then you can do your rest of the configuration.
Okay, so by this, sir, it will go into the SD-WAN device.
Now it is going
SD-WAN.
to convert as a SD-WAN device.
Okay.
Earlier it was normal router, right?
Normal router. Okay.
So if you want to convert in the controller mode, you have to run the command controller mode. Then it is going to become the SD-WAN router. So now you can run the all SD-WAN feature because it's basically the iOS feature.
iOS feature. Okay.
Just wait for a few minutes. We'll see exact output. Then we'll move to the next step. I'll configure that router.
And is there any license requirement is here?
Yes.
License,
License.
right?
If you're going to onboard on the SD-WAN, license is going to require. But for time being, it is not required.
Yeah.
Sir, onboard means like when we purchase this router in infra, we have to push any license, sir, for SD-WAN?
Yes, we have to get the license.
Okay. Like we do for the booster license, no?
Yes.
There is some license available. There is a T1, T3 type. So it is totally depend on the throughput of the router. So accordingly, we have to select.
Just wait for. You can see it's liking SD-WAN. It's showing, right? You can see here. Now it's giving some warning. This is going in the SD-WAN. Earlier it was not SD-WAN installer.
Installers,
Yes. So it's installing. So it's going to convert the router in the SD-WAN router fully.
So, sir, buying the file to or the iOS to upgrade the iOS to the SD-WAN, and also to buy a new device, SD-WAN device. Which one do you advise from production perspective?
See, if you're going to take the SD-WAN solution nowadays, right? They only supporting Catalyst 8000. Okay. So you have to purchase Catalyst 8000 add for the latest SD-WAN solutions. They're not supporting the legacy ones. If you're running the legacy one, it is going to work. But if you're going to new solution, I would recommend just go with the Catalyst serial routers. That's the latest version of the Cisco. Okay. So just wait, it's going to be about to complete.
And so parallelly, if we have other OEM routers, then
no, that's not going to support.
It will not work, no?
Yeah, only Cisco is going to support Cisco SD-WAN. So let's boot it. Let me complete the lab. This one, okay? Where I was. Let it boot, okay? So I have to build my control connection, and tomorrow we'll do the rest of the thing. So I have to create a tunnels. So I have to go log in again here and ch and config transitions, and I will just copy and paste this command. So I'll go in the SD-WAN. So let me copy from here because it is going to copy the highlighted text as well. So I'm going in the SD-WAN and I'm pasting this commands, and then after I'll exit from there. I'll exit from there and I'll create the tunnels as well. It's very important, else commit is not going to work. So tunnel interface 1. So this is slightly different than the VH routers, and same process you have to do the Catalyst router also. And now you can do the commit. So our internet transport is going to be online. So now you can run the command show SD-WAN control connections. Sorry, connections. You always have to run the connections. You can see you have the control connections now up and working. And now you go here and check that the VH, you're going to find that this VH1 and 4 become unreachable. Leave it because it's happening in the lab. See, this CH1 is also there. So total devices we onboarded here, you can see 6. One CSR 1000V and rest are the VH router, VH cloud, and all are up and working. two are down due to the lab issue. So just ignore that. There is no problem. But rest are up and working. Now, let's see. This is my SD-WAN router. And if I'm going to put my username, hold on. Admin, and you have to set the new password again here. Earlier I set it the password that has been gone. So I have to put again admin, and admin. So new password I have to change here. Okay, so it is asking the new password. So let me put the new password here. It's stuck. So you can see the interface is the SD-WAN interface. You can see vManage, IDB, everything is saying like, but I just have to change the password again. Default admin.
So
here now I'm in the router. You can see.
mhm.
So it is taking a little bit of time, but now the password even has been changed. Yes, Ben, please ask.
Yeah, I was saying that I was asking that as soon as you switch to SD-WAN mode, it means you will not see anything that you have configured.
Normal router.
Of the normal router, you will not see it. And so now I'm getting understanding of what you were saying with the question I asked. So if you want to change the normal router to SD-WAN, then it is good to take your config and maybe like IP address will be the same. For IP address will be the same, I think. And then you do your number configuration and use your IP address.
Right.
And maybe IP address and interface you use will be the same, but the config will change.
Right.
Okay.
So now you can see my SD-WAN command is start working. Earlier it was not working. So this is the normal SD-WAN router. You can see the version as well. This is going to be your iOS XE version. Let me show you again. I need to take the console. Let me try to make the full screen. See. See, this is the Catalyst 8000, right? And this is the iOS XE. Show license all. So this is require the smart license. It's giving the warning you have to connect with the smart. But this is how you can do that. So you guys understand how to make the router with the SD-WAN router? Clear to everyone?
Yes, it's true. You change it to the controller mode, then you choose.
Yes. So let me remove this. Okay. Done this job. So I remove it. Clear?
So
yes.
with the app, if you are to upgrade it, what we did is the router is having the capability of normal router and SD-WAN. So you just switch it. But in the case whereby you are upgrading the iOS to the SD-WAN, how is that one to, or we will do it later? If we do it later, no problem.
What was the question? Means what are you asking? I didn't get exactly. Means can you repeat the question again?
Okay. What I mean is you are upgrading the iOS to SD-WAN capability. So how is that one done?
So normal iOS you do the iOS upgradation for the routers, right? Same
Yes,
way
sir.
you have to do that iOS upgradation for the SD-WAN. Let's suppose you have the ISR router, right? CSR router, right? So you have to put the iOS of the iOS XE on that router and you have to boot the router on the same process.
Okay.
If you want, I can show you because I have the real router in front of me. So we can do this one day.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we'll see later, okay? Let's complete the study. We'll take this exercise as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys. So I believe that's all for today.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, Ram, please.
So here actually I am not seeing any VPN 512, right? In the CAs. So where we can put the management VRF?
Yeah, we'll configure later. Still, we have to configure the LAN VPN. Management VPN is not required here. We can use via the LAN subnet as well for the management.
Okay.
Okay, but we'll create the VRF, how it is going to happen. Once we configure the LAN for the VH, we configure LAN for this also. And we'll make the interconnectivity between the routers. And also we configure tomorrow is MPLS link also for this CH and these all VHs. So all have the dual transport.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
And yeah, sir, I have one question here to clarify it. Please tell me if I'm wrong here. So what the difference I'm seeing here in the VH and this CS command line interface, you are going to use the SD-WAN terminology here that is using for making the IPsec connectivity between the edge devices, and the interface tunnel that is going to use for the DTLS and TLS connectivity, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Sandur, you joined late today, or I didn't notice your name here. What you learn, what you miss, Sandur? Television mute. All right. So I believe that's all for today, and see you guys again tomorrow, and we continue from here. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.